Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Network, the Coaches Show here at Luigi's in Newcastle, Oklahoma. We're glad you're here. We have a crowd already here. Gerald, my partner. I meant to introduce. I'm Gene Reed. This is my partner, my good buddy and a gentleman, Gerald Lewis.
Yes, sir.
And Gerald, we have a good. And there's an applause.
That was? I didn't hear an applause. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we're glad to see such a good number of people here. And if you're watching on Roku or on your Fire Stick or whatever you're on, welcome. We're glad to have you here. We're here each weeknight each Tuesday night at 6:30. Almost every Tuesday night.
Yes, sir.
We weren't here a week ago because Newcastle had a bye last week. So we're glad to be back. I'm anxious to be talking about some of this football talk, Gerald. And again, we're here at Luigi's in the Tri-City area of Newcastle. 117 Northwest 32nd Street, just a little ways down the road from Walgreens. They offer a special. The special tonight is pizza, one topping pizza, $3 off, or specialty pizza for $5 off. So take advantage of this great. Almost everything on the menus is special, Gerald, and we just love it. And we've got guests tonight. Gerald, tell us who our guests are for tonight's show.
Our first guest is offensive coordinator J.T. Ketch, and then we have first-time guest, D-back coach Dorian Hauser, and then we have our MVP, Jackson Shaniel.
Quarterback and linebacker Jackson Shaniel. So we'll have him up in one of the upcoming segments. And we're glad to be able to regroup after it seems like it's been forever.
Yeah.
Last year, as I recall, the bye came early on.
Yes, sir.
We got like one game in or one scrimmage, and then we had a long bye. It seemed like the season was never going to begin. This year, our bye is in week 7 or 8, depending on how you count with week 0.
Yeah.
But again, it was such a long pause. I just can't wait to get started back. We've got 2 games in District 5A under the belt.
Yes, sir.
You might say, and those 2 games were first of all Duncan. We prevailed over Duncan, 60-7, and then we won our game last week against Midwest City. So. Let me just pause for a moment before we get to talking about the Midwest City game. Just let me ask you about what your thoughts are about the where we're standing right now and so forth. And I'm going to turn down the volume on this because it's feeding back. So go ahead.
Yeah, sitting at 2-0 in the district, playing really well. The bye came at a good time and kind of out of a bad time. So because we're playing so well, you want to keep going each week, but also we need that extra week to get everyone healthy, all those little aches and pains to get healthy. So. But we're regrouping and we're ready to go, and it's exciting to be back Friday night.
So we played 6 games.
Yes, sir.
How could the 7th game coming up? And so we're in District 5A. We're in 5A1.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're in with other teams in our district, as most people know. But if you've not been following Newcastle football, it is Newcastle and MacArthur, Midwest City, Bishop McGuinness, Southeast High School, Duncan High School, and Classen SAS. And there's only 7 teams in our district. An 8th school would have been Guyman, Oklahoma, but they're not competing in OSSAA ball this fall, as far as I know. So 7 teams, and we've completed 2 games, and we're about to face game number 3, and that will be with Classen SAS on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
So in the standings, we were picked to be about number 4 or 5 in our district.
Yes, sir.
Coming in.
Yep.
Picked by some.
First year in 5A. Don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and people don't know us, and people didn't know where we'd fit in. So the experts, so to speak, kind of thought it would be probably Bishop McGuinness, Lawton Mac, Midwest City. And one magazine picked Duncan, and then Newcastle. So we knew we'd be more competitive than that. But we have won 2 games already, and that puts us tied with first place in district standings. And it's kind of early to talk about district standings, but it's still fun to you'd rather be there now,
right? Yes, sir.
Than not. So so we got MacArthur coming up, and by the way. MacArthur this week, they're playing. I can't remember who they're playing this week. I wrote it right there. They're playing MacArthur. that can't be right.
Yeah.
I think they're playing Midwest City, MacArthur Midwest City, and Midwest City prevailed over Bishop McGuinness last week, and we beat Midwest City. So I'm getting all my teams mixed up in my. It's not in my brain, but it is in my mouth. So I'll move on.
Yes, sir.
And talk a little bit about that Midwest City game last week. What was the score? Do you remember? 43 to 7. And what a great win that was. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, it was nice to see T.J. Bradford healthy. And obviously, that's a game changer and makes us just that much better. They have to worry about our running game, not just our running game, but also now our passing game. So we're kind of we're back to dual threat. We can score any way we want to, through the air or on the ground. Our defense is solid now. So
and TG kind of made a statement coming back as well, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he did.
As in 3 touchdowns in a row, the first 3 touchdowns. So you're right. It's so good to see him back, and he just looked to be in really great running shape, and he did a real good job, and we love seeing that. The rest of our team just played together so well. Maybe a few penalties. I didn't track the stats on penalties and everything like that, but we didn't have very many at all. It just looked like a pretty well disciplined, played game.
Yeah, it was a well designed game plan from the coaches. Our players executed it really well, and we came out on top. Well, I mean, it wasn't ever in question.
No, and we played on at their house.
Yep.
We played at
very nice stadium, by the way.
Very, very nice stadium, and a good team. They just couldn't get a drive established against our defense.
Right.
And it's similar to the Duncan game. We responded to their mistakes, and we responded to their turnover on downs,
yes,
and we forced them to punt.
Yep.
If you don't mind, let me just run through the scoring drives. We had 6 scoring drives, and every one of them I just thought were remarkably impressive. We punted very few times in the game. The first scoring drive was the first drive we had in the game. It lasted 46 seconds, and in 46 seconds we took the lead 7-0. We covered 55 yards in 2 plays. Ian Barker had returned the kickoff back up to our 45-yard line, so we had great field position. Shaniel ran a 9-yard run from scrimmage, and then Mr. Bradford, number 5, 46-yard touchdown run, and with 46 seconds remain used
46 and 46.
Yeah, we were that's right, 46 yard and 46 seconds.
Yep.
So that was great. Pfeiffer kicked the point after touchdown. We were 7-0. The second scoring drive followed a punt from Midwest City. It covered 44 yards in 8 plays.
8 plays, yep.
8 plays. I'm glad we finally burned up a little bit of clock. But even those 8 plays, Shaniel had 27 yards of rushing. Bradford had several runs and for about 19 yards, and then got down to the goal line or close to it. Bradford took it in from 2 yards out.
Yep.
Bell kicked the point after touchdown,
yes, sir.
14-0. The third scoring drive also followed a punt. It covered 65 yards.
How many plays?
It didn't take 8 plays.
How many plays?
One play.
One play.
Bradford 65-yard touchdown run. Pfeiffer on the point after touchdown, 21-0.
Tobias Pfeiffer.
Tobias Pfeiffer, thank you. And then the fourth scoring drive, TJ let someone else get in for a little bit and get some. Following the kickoff, after Midwest City scored, and following the kickoff, the scoring drive covered 63 yards. How many plays?
2.
2 plays.
Not 1, but 2.
Shaniel with a 4-yard run, and then Shaniel with a 59-yard run. So he decided not to let anyone else play for about 2 plays. So that put us up 29-7 during the third quarter, I think it was, or maybe still in the second quarter. Our fifth scoring drive followed a punt. It covered 45 yards in 3 plays. Bradford, 23 yards. Shaniel, 3 yards. And then Shaniel had an 18-yard pass caught by none other than number 8.
Caden Longman.
Bell kicked the point after touchdown, and they made it 36-7. I'll back up. That previous scoring drive, after we scored the touchdown, we tried the PAT. The ball kind of slipped and went on the ground for just a second. Caden Longman picked it up, and ran about 43 yards in a scramble and threw it to a target by number 41, Fletcher. He caught it. He caught it after 2 deflections.
Yep.
He
kind of pulled it off someone. It looked like.
Did a 360 turn and carried it in for a 2-point conversion. So that was a great recovery. And finally, the 6th scoring drive covered 73 yards in 8 plays. Bradford 12 yards. Longman had a sweep for about 5 yards. Shaniel 56 yards in 6 plays, and he scored. And interesting thing about that, headed down to about the 3-yard line, and once again the snap from line of scrimmage wasn't PAT. It went on the ground. He picked it up and took it in. Yep. And then the PAT, one more slip, and he picked it up again, or they picked it up and made the PAT. Yeah. The reason I mentioned the slip, the ball got wet. The ball was not wet, but the ball got slick. And I heard 2 or 3 times the center said, I need a different ball. So we'll give him a break on that. So scoring drive, all those drives together counted for 345 yards on 24 plays. They averaged 15 yards per play. It was just a great offensive showing for the Racers on Friday night. Week ago Friday night. Yeah. So, well, again, we're going to be chatting it up to some of our coaches and our at least one of our MVP for the game is Jackson Shaniel. We'll be talking to him in just a few moments as well. Gerald, if you don't mind, let me just take just a moment to talk about the recognition. The recognition of the following players comes from the coaches. Yes, sir. And I don't know if the team gets input or not, but the coaches really grade out the players in each of their assignments. And sometimes the person who grades out are not the ones we saw with the ball or with all the tackles or something like that, but they made a key contribution to the game. Yes, sir. First of all, obviously, a big contribution is the game MVP, Jackson Shaniel, quarterback, linebacker. The offensive player of the game, T.J. Bradford, no surprise there. Not only did he grade out well, but he had those 3 touchdowns. Defensive player of the game, Caden Longman. He picked off a pass, and he did a great job on defense. Special teams player of the game, Brian Medrano. We are so proud and so fortunate to have a kicking group of a team of kickers. And Medrano's asked, and the kickoff, they're asked to do a lot of special placement of the kickoff. And
it's such a weapon to have a kicker that can put it in the end zone.
It is. Or
when called upon.
When called upon. Right. Or when need to put at this point or that point, he can do it. So very good point. And then finally, the Hammer Award, no surprise here. Preston Scagnetti with the Hammer Award, and he is a hitter. Yeah. So congratulations to those who get recognition each week from the team. But you know what? If it were you or I, we'd probably hand out 30 game balls because we're so proud of so many of the players and their contributions. So, well, Gerald, let's take our first break. We'll be right back with our first guest. You're watching The Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
And we're back. We're on the Coaches Show here on the Oklahoma Sports Network here at Luigi's in Newcastle in the Tri-City area, right up here on just north of Highway 37 and just east of Walmart, Walgreens, and everything. It's a great place. Italian food is wonderful. They have several special menu items. Tonight, the special they're offering for the Coaches Show is $3 off a single-top pizza, $5 off a specialty pizza, and we appreciate them for making these special offers for us to enjoy while we're here at Luigi's during the Coaches Show.
And this very well could be our biggest crowd.
And we have a great crowd.
Coach Ketch did so well last time. They're back to hear him again.
Ketch draws a crowd.
He does. He does.
Yeah, he does. Hey, there's still time to get to join us if you want to drive out tonight. We still have a time for you to get here and make a selection. And but we just want to welcome now. We do have assistant coach JT Ketch. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Good to be back.
And I know we ask you this each time, but for those who are listening, just tell us a little bit, once more, a little bit about yourself, kind of how long you've been coaching, how you came to be part of the Racer staff.
All right. I am the offensive coordinator. I also coach running backs, so those are my two jobs on staff.
He did good with JT, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
TJ.
TJ. Oh, TJ.
I've coached 7 years. This will be my fourth one here at Newcastle. I spent a year at McLeod, 2 years at Lawton, and then I've been here ever since. So I played college ball at OBU. That's where I ran into Brickman, and that was my connection to Newcastle, and that's how I ended up here. Spent a year coaching linebackers, 2 years coaching O-line, became OC last year, and this year I took on running backs.
Other duties at school? Do you teach?
I teach geometry, and then I also coach baseball. I'd say that term loosely about what I do with baseball. I drive a bus on occasion.
Okay, that's good.
That's important.
And keep King sane. Yeah. So those are my two jobs on staff.
Very good. Well, I've been using this silly term, I guess. It's called about a triple bypass. I've been referring to these three games as our triple bypass, Midwest City, Classen, and MacArthur. But the reason the phrase came to my mind is if we win those three games, we probably bypass some travel during playoffs. We've got a good chance to be hosting games, and if we can prevail over these three games in the month of October, that puts us in great position. So I'm really rooting for a sweep of these three games, of course, and then the next two to follow is going to be just as important as well. So. So we prevailed over Duncan. We prevailed over Midwest City, and what a great win Midwest City was. What are your thoughts about coming out of that game?
It feels like we've gotten into a little bit of a rhythm the past 2 weeks, and it feels like we've gotten healthy, which has been a big thing for us. I mean, the first 4 weeks of the year, we kind of started to lose one or two guys here and there, and we've started to get healthy, which has helped build some continuity and kind of get into a rhythm. You know, it makes a big difference when things are going, when you're able to have some production. You know, when you have struggles, it starts to eat away. So being able to have some success and have some things really start to fall in line and get healthy at the right time, it makes a big difference. So going into that game, you know, obviously we never played Midwest City at Newcastle, never has.
Right.
And so just to feel how it's lined up, and then that first drive, two plays, and we're in. And then the defense gets a stop, and we put together a long drive, and we score again. It kind of helped build some momentum. I think it really carried us all the way through that game. So that was a big thing for me.
And we really controlled the game, the entire game. I mean, the question I wrote down is, were you surprised? But that's not a good question to ask a coach.
Yeah.
But you had to have been pleased with the fact that we just controlled the game from start to finish, it seemed like.
Yeah, I obviously going in, we expect to win every time, no matter
Right.
who the opponent is. And we felt like we had a good game plan going in and that we were prepared. But it's hard to sit there and think, well, we're going to score in 2 plays, and then we're marching on the field, and then we'll score on another 16.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, that's
Yeah.
kind of the kind of stuff you're scripting for and you're planning for. But it was just, once that started to happen, just continuing the momentum and continuing the game plan was pretty pretty.
And you talk about, these past 2 weeks, the rhythm of the offense and how important that is and how smooth we're going and everything's going good. Coming into the bye week now, do you prefer a bye week, like, because we were playing so well? So what's your take on the bye week, like going into it? Because we still need to get everyone. I mean, everyone has these little aches and pains. That helps. I mean, that's what a good reason to have the bye week is, to try to get everyone healthy. But you're playing so well offensively. Do you want that bye week, or do you just want to keep going?
I don't know. I'll let you know soon.
I'll let you know Friday about 10 p.m.
I've never had a bye week this late. This is something
This is
completely
rare.
different for me since I've been coaching high school football. Usually you play a week 0 and maybe you get off week 3, and then you got a bye week going into districts, or you get week 1 off or something like that.
Yeah.
But never, week 6.
And
It's different.
and
And
it's
for
not-
us, I think it happened at a good time because kind of like we were talking about,
Yeah.
it lets us get healthy.
Get
and
healthy.
We're still able to challenge ourselves. Spend that week working on us, doing the one offense against the best defense that we can put together, and then going at it like that and really focus on what we do. So I thought it was a positive thing for
And
us.
schedules just work out like this sometimes. It's not like at the beginning of the year, let's pick a week for a bye week. So
No, and
Yeah,
obviously
right.
this year was
Yeah.
was really different because the schedule was made, and then for a few months, then all of a sudden it was gone.
changed, right.
We had to scramble.
So if fans are wondering, it wasn't just a coaching decision.
No.
It just happens this way. And someone asked me, is that isn't that really bad to have a bye week? And I said, well, if you have injuries by some chance, you would welcome that. But so one of the questions we're going to be asking you and probably Coach Hauser too is 2 things. You have a bye week, and we're coming up a team that is not heralded as a real strong program. So how do you coach the guys? How do you coach the team like that? Any change at all?
It's always about getting better at what we do. Like regardless of opponent, it's not like we've played a perfect game yet. And
Right.
obviously that's always what we're striving for is perfection. So something unattainable. So there's always something that we are working for to get better.
Yeah.
And honing in on the base fundamentals of what we do, strengthening that, and then building around it. Adding things on the periphery that complement what we've been strong at. Is really what we focused in on last week and continuing this week and for the rest of the year.
Yeah. That was one of the questions, approaching the bye week, what does that week look like? And then coming out of the bye week, is it hard to get everyone back into that rhythm? It's Tuesday, so it's Tackle Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Taco Tuesday.
You always want to say Taco
I
Tuesday.
do. So kind of touch on that a little bit, like the rhythm, the mentality of the team coming off a bye week.
We kept things in the order that we would, right?
Okay.
Like last week, Tuesday, there wasn't a coach's show, but it was still Tackle Tuesday, right?
Okay.
Everything stayed in rhythm. It's just on Thursday we didn't have a walkthrough. We did a team outing and went and did more like of a bonding thing.
Yeah.
And then Friday we didn't play a game. We didn't meet, didn't do anything kind of for rest. But the practices stayed as you would expect in a game week. So
good,
keeping the system that you already have, not changing everything just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Keep
good.
keep your rhythm, keep your balance.
Yeah.
And I did slip into practice this afternoon, Gerald. There's a hole in the fence that I can get through, and I sneak in there.
Well, now they're going to close it that you told them that there's a hole in the fence.
Don't tell Hodges.
Yeah.
I'll look for some place
Okay.
to get in.
Okay.
No, there's no hole in the fence, by the way. But I did slip in and watch practice a little bit. And again, it's that Tuesday. Coach Brickman referred to it. The music was on.
Yeah.
The scoreboard was lit up. The clock was running, and the team was just connected. They were
Yeah.
everyone's
Yeah.
all in, as we say, and so good to see. And it was definitely tackle Tuesday. They were hitting hard out there. Coach, I know you can't take all the credit as the running back coach for TJ.
I'll take none of that.
But he means so much to the team and too much. Is there some particular attribute that really stands out with him? I mean, what helps him to be so effective? Is it that first step? Is it ability to adjust?
It's two things, and it's something that I'm never going to take credit for because it's hard to really coach it. It's vision. It's being able to see what's about to happen, and then it's the one step to plant and through that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like those two things, it's just something that's almost innate. It's just something that you almost have to have. Obviously, you can do things to try to build it and get better at it, but some people just naturally kind of have that kind of gift, and Five has that. So, and that's something that we've built towards is to play into that. You have to do things that give them the opportunity to show what gifts they have.
Runners with his style need that first step. So we've got a line who's opening up, giving him that first step to hit it. So
Quarterback's got to make the right read,
Right.
keep or give, and that's going to
Good
translate
point.
to success also.
Good point.
So that's good.
Correct.
It's no longer TJ, it's 5.
It's 5.
We call him 5 now.
Yeah, I
call him
guess so.
5.
Or I call him JT.
We call him 5.
So, Coach, we've talked. Billy and I did last year a lot. We talked about the depth. Gerald and I asked questions about the depth, and we've seen a lot of people having to step in the next man up, as we've been saying. We've seen a lot of that, and we see it on defense. We see it on offense. So, what's your thought regarding our depth? Because we have a lot of players who've come in off the bench, and I don't see a big loss of momentum.
Yeah, just at my position, I think we've had 4 different starting running backs this year.
Yep.
Just fighting through different things. Ruben, Colton Bradley, and Ben Rogers all stepped up at different times to play there.
Right.
We lost Rex earlier in the year, and then we had different guys that have filled in there, guys like Ian Barker, Zach Craig, and we've had some freshmen step up at receiver too to kind of fill in for the depth, and they've done well. O-line, guys like Garrett Pratt have stepped in at moments to he's kind of like that sixth man too. So he's played. I think he's played all 5 at one point this year, center to both tackles.
Yeah.
So having guys like that are ready, and that's something that is one thing that's really easy to coach these kids is they want to play and they don't have an ego about where it's at. It's not like this. He's going to show up and say, "I only play this."
Yeah.
We've had guys move out to receiver. Caden Longman this year, he moved out to receiver, and he still plays quarterback, but he's out there quite a bit, and he's flourished there, and it's just a bunch of guys that want to win.
Well, that reflects upon those individuals, but also on the coaches to have all the guys ready. In technology, we used to don't hear it as much anymore, but plug and play. Accessories to a product, sometimes you had to program them or do special things until they start to be plug and play.
Yeah.
And that's what comes to my mind with the offense and defense subs that go in. They know where they know to go in, and they go in and just start performing.
Yeah, and the defense, has had a bunch of pieces kind of in and out. And by the way they play, hats off to Bradshaw. I can compliment him when he's not here. Hats off to Bradshaw.
That's fair.
The defense is fun to watch. And they're really good.
Well, what to expect from Classen? We watch it as fans. We kind of know the numbers. We know the win-losses and everything like that. What will we see Friday night? Like you say, we're going to keep doing our job. Will they? Do they have any strengths that you look at in particular that you address? I mean, every team does have some, but
they still have speed in the back end. They have some really talented athletes.
Yeah.
It's a size thing. But they still have speed on the back end, and we're just going to go out and try to do what we do.
Find that rhythm.
Yeah,
keep the rhythm.
And Gerald, I saw 1 or 2 of their games. I just saw a few moments of it on Huddle or Max Preps, and those kids are excited to play.
Yeah,
they were moving. They were.
Oh, they're going to show up.
Yeah,
they're going to show up.
They're going to show up, and so we'll talk a little bit about the keys of the game.
Yeah.
But
Yes, sir.
I think it'll be that. Well, Any other questions for Coach?
I'm excited. No more questions, but I mean, we're excited to be back and ready to see how far we can go.
Oh yeah,
So.
and we've talked about it in our meetings over the weekend that we really control our own fate here going forward.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yep.
that it's and I think there's been a change in the mentality. Like you'd feel like a switch being flipped would
Yep.
probably be the right way to say that.
Yep.
And it's been really good.
Well,
It's
and then
good.
when you see Midwest City prevail over Bishop the way they did, may not have been a surprise to you. Those of us fans who just look at the rankings and look at the ratings and everything like that, most of us were thinking Bishop would prevail. And after we played Midwest City, they turned around and put together a good game plan.
It's a very well-coached team.
Yeah.
It's a very well-coached
Very
team.
good. Well, we'll take another break. So
Okay.
thanks for being with us, Coach Ketch. We just love having you and great insight into the team and everything. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with our next guest. You're watching The Coaches Show here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
How do you ignite minds, inspire curiosity, fuel the explorers and innovators? How do you instill a lifelong love of learning? You give our Oklahoma schools and teachers, and most important, our kids, what they need. That's why the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have contributed over $2 billion to education in the last decade, so our students have the opportunity to improve our future and theirs.
And we are back. We're here at the Luigi's for the Coaches Show on Oklahoma Sports Network, and we have a very famous guest. He's first time guest on the Coaches Show, and Gerald and I have already informed him Coaches Show appearances make you famous. So Coach DeRyan Hauser, Coach, glad to have you here. Welcome to the Coaches Show.
Glad to be here.
It's your first time, so first time or second time, we always ask a similar question. A little bit about yourself. How long you been in the coaching program? What brought you to Newcastle, etc. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Moore. I actually went to Moore High School. I've been coaching for about 6 years. I started in Moore at Central Junior High, and I actually was going to come to Newcastle originally, but then the whole COVID thing happened, and track season just shut down. And then I landed in Central, and then, 6 or so years later, I'm back here where it all originally started, actually.
Very good.
Full circle moment.
Yeah.
Basically.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I've known Coach Blue forever. Known him since we were in pre-K together, and then I've known Brickman. His wife actually was my teacher. So
very cool.
kind of an invisible strength theory.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Basically,
cool.
already knew everybody.
Plus, connection with Blue. I mean, that's everything right there.
Oh yeah.
Well, we won't hold that against you. Okay?
No,
I mean, I wouldn't mention that to
that's
too
a
many
ticket.
people.
That's a ticket right there with Coach Blue. How about other school duties? Do you have any roles with the school? Or?
No, I used to actually work in a school, but now I do procurement as my full-time job. So that's what I do now full-time.
Okay.
And what are your duties as a coach? Tell us a little bit about your coaching duties.
I work with Coach Bradford, Coach Ricky Bradford. I work with the DBs, and then I also work with Coach Ingle King and Coach Wilson and Coach Blue for the special teams. So I'm trying to be a little bit everywhere. So.
Well, all those three areas are fun areas for us to be talking about. We love talking about the special teams. Special teams score the first points for Newcastle in District 5A. I reminded Coach Tyler of that, Tyler Ingle King, and at the time he said, I hadn't thought about that. I give credit to Billy Collier.
Yeah.
He made note of it during that Duncan game. And so the block punt carried him for a touchdown, and then the extra point. And then the field goal, were the first 9 points scored or 10 points scored. So anyway, how about in game? What do you do during each game? Are you on the sideline, upstairs?
I am on the sidelines actually, and sometimes when Coach Ingle King's a little bit busy with offense, I tend to run the special teams a little bit, like all like the kickoffs and the kickoff returns, stuff like that. I tend to get them all ready for them, and then I'm still watching my DVs and stuff like that. And then sometimes me and Bradshaw will switch off signaling and stuff like that, so we'll do a little bit of that.
Kind of going back to something we talked to Coach Ketch about, having to sub people in. You get one person who turns an ankle or has a uniform malfunction or whatever, and you got to get someone else in. I bet that's really special during special teams time because it has to be happening in a second, right?
I'm always getting screamed at about that because I can't find a player quick enough.
Yeah.
It's like no, they don't come to me right when they're hurt. They wait right till that special teams. And it's like, my ankle. And I'm like, well,
you got to find a plug.
Now I'm scanning the field and we've got 50 kids, but nobody wants to be on the special teams. So it's like
they're on the other side of the 50.
I just start screaming at that point.
Good. So, being the rookie, we talked to Coach Jason Wilson earlier in the shows and about how his rookie duties. Do you have the rookie duties?
Yeah, actually, I do laundry with Jason.
Okay.
No, do you really?
And I think my other rookie duty is just being called the rookie.
Being called the rookie.
They call me that like as much as they can, especially Coach Trulove. I think I've actually known Coach Trulove for a while too. He used to coach me in high school, and so I think he just enjoys tormenting me.
Of course. And
the rookie.
And then as a rookie, you just can't wait for the next guy to come on board.
Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know who. The more the merrier. I don't know who it is, but they're gonna get. I'm gonna make them do laundry, and I'm gonna just roast them like the whole entire
And you'll
time.
call them the rookie.
Pass it on.
I'm passing it
That's
down.
right.
Let's see. What was I going to ask about two extremes? Oh.
Yep.
In my mind is these next two games, and again, not to discredit Class Zone or offend them or anything like that. They're a small team. They've got a lot of great talent in their school, Classen School of Arts and Sciences.
Yeah.
I'm glad they play ball. I'm glad they compete. They're not as strong as some of the other teams. And then the week after that, you're going to be facing one of the stronger teams in our district and in 5A. So how about those two extremes? Does that mean anything to you as a coach, or how do you approach it?
We're just trying to take it day by day, practice by practice. They're both two very good athletic teams, so we're preparing for both week by week. So it'll be fun.
Good.
It'll be a good challenge.
Did you have a bye week, or were you watching film?
I did a little bit of both.
Do coaches get a bye week?
Not really.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because Coach Katz was talking about watching film this weekend.
Well, one of my bye week was spent watching OU Texas, and that just didn't go the best route. So
The OU Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. OU Texas. So.
Didn't go the way.
Sorry, folks.
So my bye week was short-lived there.
So you help with the defensive backs. Did you play that position?
Yes, actually, I played safety, corner, a little bit everywhere actually, wherever I could help.
So what happens most? You bring your experience and you coach along that, or do you look for the coaching discipline of Coach Brickman and the defensive coordinator? Is it a blend of the two, or?
I'm kind of still learning. This is my second year at a high school level, so I'm still learning. I'm still grabbing it everywhere. Brickman and Bradshaw, they're both different ways of doing it, so I'm taking one from each side, whether it be Bradford, Bradshaw, Brickman, everybody really.
Okay.
Just
they've all been coaching high school way longer than me, so I'm taking it all in.
You just kind of take a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here,
Yeah, I'm
and
just kind of being
then
a
make it
sponge,
yours.
soaking
Make it
all
yours.
up, And then, I still put my whole aspect on it. I got my little spin on it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, with your experience as a player in the past and coaching and everything like that, I'd welcome any comments you have about these young men that are playing defensive backs right now. Last show, 2 weeks ago, we had Taj Smith as our guest, as our MVP, and I kind of called him chairman of the board.
Chairman
I think
of the
was because he's kind of the offensive and defensive line are just they're the business, and everything revolves around him. And I designate him as chairman of that board. And but on the defense, then we're going to have Shanuel Jackson come up here in a few moments. He's kind of that operating officer on both as quarterback and also as a linebacker. But anyway, so we're going to ask him. But if anything jumps out of you, but I'd just like to mention the 10 or 12. I didn't get all of them probably, but here's some who I captured, and I'm just in numerical order. For one is Blake Armstead. His first year at Newcastle, I think. He'd been in at least 3 games, 6 total tackles, and all of them were solo tackles. It's nice seeing him come in. I didn't know him ahead of time. He came in. Is he a junior or a senior?
He's a senior, and he's finally blossoming a little bit. He was kind of quiet at first, and now he's finally on the field. He's finally hitting. He's finally learning, doing everything the right way. So it took him a minute, I think, to adjust to the Newcastle life, but he's grown wonderfully.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ian Barker. He knows how to play defense.
Oh man, that dude.
Ian has been in all 6 games, 26 total tackles, 19 solos, and 7 assists.
Hey, he's got a couple picks too. He'd have more if he put his hands together.
Yeah.
He might have to put some syrup on his hands before the next game.
Number 4, Rex Heskew. He knows how to play defense.
Oh yeah.
He had some bang up a little bit, so but he has 16. I mean, he has 15 total tackles, 8 solo, and 7 assists. Proud of him. He's picked a ball or two out of the air as well
it'll be
too.
really, really good to get him back for this next stretch.
Yeah,
we got a big stretch coming along. It'd be nice to get that kind of like that sheriff back there.
Yeah, there.
Is this breaking news?
Oh.
Woohoo!
Hey,
you didn't hear anything.
Coach, someone who didn't start the season, but came in and did a heck of a job is number 7, Tucker Brown.
That's my guy.
He's played in all 6 games. I got him down as 34 total tackles, 25 solo, 9 assists.
Everywhere.
What a great young man. What a great job he has done.
Yeah, he's as soon as he adjusted to the defense and started getting more downhill and started wrapping up, honestly. And that's why he leads the team in tackles now. So it's actually kind of crazy. He didn't start at all, but now he's leading the team in tackles.
So you see, at the different levels, especially the college level, where these kids, these corners or safeties, they hit. They don't tackle. Like you just mentioned, he learned how to tackle. Mm-hmm. Is that something y'all go over each week, just the fundamentals of tackling? Because they even said it last night in the NFL game with the Jets. Teaching NFL players the fundamentals of tackling because it's a lost art.
Yeah,
so do you guys do that each week or every now and then? Or?
Oh, yes, we're always trying to implement wrapping up because everybody just wants to shoulder check people.
Yeah.
And then, in high school that might be easy. But
The rolling block
is not going to happen.
The rolling block as a tackle doesn't look good.
You see Derrick Henry running down the sidelines. You're not shoulder checking him.
You're not even touching him. That's a business decision.
That's a guy you got to wrap up.
Get out of the way.
We're trying to implement every day wrapping up and wide arms, getting low, head across, all that.
Number 8, Caden Longman. defensive player of the game, just just all everything.
Mr.
Anyway,
Yeah, Mr. Everywhere.
Yep. He's had
Only 5 tackles.
well, 5 tackles and all solo, but he's picked off passes.
I know.
And he's doing he's at where he needs to be on the field, right?
He's an island.
Right.
You know, he's Longman Island because nobody throws at him.
That's
There's
right.
a reason
That's
why.
right.
They should stay far away from that kid.
Number 14, Ashton Schumard.
That guy, he's honestly a great kid. You know, we can put him anywhere on the field,
Yeah.
and he knows the position. You know, we thought about putting him at corner one game, and he would have been perfectly fine there.
Yeah.
He's a very, very brilliant kid.
Yeah.
Very,
And
very
he's
talented.
a great athlete too.
Not huge in size, physical
No,
size,
but he'll come down and tackle you.
He'll come down and
tackle
definitely.
you. Yeah, he don't care if you're 6'5" or 5'2". He's coming down.
Yeah.
He's gonna hit you.
Ashton has 13 total tackles, 11 solos, and 2 assists. Jackson Shanuel, he does a little bit of defense as well. Played in all 6 games, offense, defense. He has 17 tackles, 14 solos, 3 assists, and he knows how to lay the wood too.
That guy's a Swiss Army knife.
Yep.
Yeah, you can put him at kick returner, punt returner, quarterback, running back, linebacker, defensive end if we need him to. I don't know if there's a position on the field he can't play.
Yeah.
So if we needed him one day to go out there and play DN and sack the quarterback, he'd probably do that.
Number 16, Trey Burchett, 23 total tackles, 17 solos, 6 assists, and he was out for a couple of games,
Yep.
so he has 4 games with stats. What a great asset he is. And the point to all this, I'll kind of summarize in just a moment, but the next 2 or 3 I have on here is Preston Scagnetti, 28 tackles. Does he know how to lay the wood?
Oh, man.
Yeah. And again, 4 games.
Yeah, the Hammer Award,
Yeah.
4 games, 28, 19 of them solo, 9 assists. He's everywhere. And the young man that I'm probably fussing over too much, but when I saw Zach Craig, number 22, come over, I said, he's our basketball player.
Yeah.
And he's a great basketball player, and I think he's going to play football now, and what a great job he does. He knows how to tackle. He's got 8 total tackles, 6 solo, 2 assists, and he's all over the field. So if it was me, if I was in the press box, I'd probably be calling his number because as many times that guy is there, he's part of it. And then finally, in numbers, number 88, Antonio Brown, he's coming in there. He's played linebacker some and I guess made linebacker when he's not on offense. 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 3 assists. My point of this, coupled with our defensive ends that we talked about last show, and then our offensive players, we have several game changers on the team. So any closing comments or summary comments about these defensive backs?
Our defensive backs, I'm biased. Our defensive backs they make the defense flow. I'm gonna be as biased as I can. I think when we were fully healthy back there, I don't care who you are, who you have, we're not scoring on them. Yeah. That fully healthy defensive back with the linebackers, I haven't coached a fast enough, strong enough group like that. Like they're crazy good. They're all very coachable.
What a compliment. Any closing questions for Gerald?
No, sir.
Any message you have for the fans regarding this Friday night?
Go Racers.
Yeah, go. And be there. Be
Show
there.
up.
Make noise.
Show up.
And don't make this don't let this be a game you just skip. It's probably not going to be as tough, competitive in some ways, but our team needs you there, and they need to show see your support.
Please keep packing the house. Thank you.
So with that, Coach, thank you. We'll be right back. You're watching the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. And we are back. Welcome, everyone. Are you having a good time here at Luigi's? I don't hear you yet. All right. Right. Because we are at that point. Thank you. We're at that point where we have our very special guest, the member who was selected as MVP for the Midwest City game, Mr. Jackson Shanuel. Jackson.
I got more applause than you did.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, Jackson, welcome back.
Thank you.
This is not your first time. You've been with us before, and we're proud to have you back. And
Yep.
and yet, I always for those who haven't watched you on the show, just spend a little bit of time. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you've been at Newcastle, and a little bit about you.
Well, I moved here in middle of sixth grade. Started playing football in 7th grade. Didn't play quarterback until I got into high school. I played receiver and safety, and then I moved to linebacker this year. So I've kind of moved around a lot.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
So getting some offense and defense. You're a man of many talents. You're on offense all the time, and you're on defense all the time. A lot of time on the field. Do you have a favorite between the two?
I think maybe offense, just 'cause I can control the
Control it,
game better.
yeah.
I get the ball a lot, so
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
What motivates you as a player? What do you think drives you to be a good athlete and be a good football player?
I just like to compete. I like to win, and just always working to get better and see results. So
Turn it down a little bit. So, Jack, you rarely come off the field. And your body gets put through a lot on Friday night. How do you feel on Saturdays or Sundays? Are you a one-day sore guy or a two-day sore guy? And then how do you recover on the weekends?
well, if it's a rough game on Saturday, I barely leave the bed, to be honest.
Never leave the bed?
Barely.
Yeah.
But usually on Sundays, I'll go up to the field and get some lifting in and running and stuff. So by Monday, I'm good for another week. So
Yeah.
How about the mental side of it as well as physical? I mean, is that a reset day for you too on Saturday? By the end of Saturday, are you over the game?
on Saturday, I like to rewatch the game and stuff like that. But I mean, after Saturday, I just focus on the next week, the next team.
Okay.
Do you have to go ahead.
Now you live it one more day, and then go ahead.
Now, do you have to watch, or do you watch both sides of the ball film? Like, do you have to, be in quarterback and then be in the, on the defense? Are you having to watch both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a lot. That's a lot to take in for a young man.
So let's ask Jackson, same as the others. We had a bye week after Midwest City. How'd you handle that bye week? Anything different?
I think it was good for the team. We had a good week of practice. I think we're starting to play better as a team. We had some struggles at the beginning of the season, obviously, but I think we're playing more as a team and a lot better than we started off.
Good. Yeah, the team. It's not that the team is just now gelling. That'd be not the way to say it, but they're really performing more high performing as a team.
Well,
maybe they're gelling. I don't know.
You look back at the season and those first 4 games. I mean, we were still playing really good football, and we were still a really good team. It's just you can go back and take 1 or 2 plays of each of those games, and it's a different outcome.
Yep. Is that how you see it, Jackson? Or?
Yeah. I just think we're having more fun now and closer after losing together and now winning together. So
And so you guys went last week, did some team bonding. Mm-hmm. Who's the best bowler on the team? Do you know who's the best bowler?
I didn't bowl. I played laser tag. So
laser tag.
I won in laser tag. So.
Laser tag. What was your name?
I don't remember. It was like auto generated, but I got the dub.
Okay, who's the worst bowler?
I mean, probably Rex.
That's good. But so you got your bye week. You did team bonding. You had some fun.
Yeah.
How is it difficult at all? And I know, with your mentality and your competitiveness, is it pretty much easy just to get right back into it on Monday morning practice or Monday's practice?
Sorry, I can't really hear you.
Can you hear me?
He's
you good? Can you hear us now?
I can't really.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So what's it like getting What's it like getting back into the groove on Monday?
Well, Monday's like our mental day, walkthroughs and stuff like that. So we go over film a lot of film, and then we just walk through. It's good. We always have new game plans and stuff like that, new plays. So it's good to walk through it first before we start running it.
Good.
Yeah.
Jackson, what day of the week is your favorite day to practice?
Probably just Tuesdays because we get to
hard hitting
tackle.
Yeah.
And
Good,
then-
good, good. Well, Jackson, I'll ask you your thoughts on these, on your fellow defensive players, all these guys. What comes to your mind? Let me run down through them and see if you have a word or two about each one of them. I mentioned them to. I won't go through all their tackles and stuff like that, but Blake Armstead.
Blake is he's new transfer in. He's a senior too, so that he's always showing up to work out. So I think he's pretty reliable. And he's a hard worker, even though he doesn't get in a lot. But when he does get in, he plays really hard.
Reliable. That's good. Yeah, good way of saying that. Ian Barker. Anything to say about Ian?
Yeah, he's very improved. He's a really hard worker, always in the gym and stuff. So, a lot of respect.
And he's fast, and he's everywhere on the field.
Yeah.
How about Rex Eskew? Come on.
No comment.
Yeah, he's a leader. He's obviously a captain, so I've played with him a long time. So, leader.
Leader for sure. A lot of leadership on the team, by the way. Some rise to the top, and because of their class and everything. Tucker Brown, number 7, Tucker.
Tucker, I'd say high energy and plays hard. He's my other linebacker, so it's fun to play with him.
And as Coach Hauser said, he just slipped right into the role. You know, once he got into it and everything. Caden Longman.
Be honest. Be honest.
Yeah. Caden, hard worker.
Team player.
Really hard hitter.
Hard-headed, you said? Hard-headed?
Hard-headed.
Hard hitter. Yeah.
That's good.
Ashton Schumard.
He's a student of the game. You know, he knows what to do all the time. So I think he's smart. He's a smart player.
Yeah.
Right. And push that up a little bit more. We're having trouble hearing you too now. Jackson Schumard, I won't ask you to comment on him. He's everybody's favorite. Trey Burchett.
Trey, I'd say leader, hard worker. One of those guys. Yeah.
Yep. Scagnetti, Preston Scagnetti.
High energy, and he hits hard. So linebacker too.
And Zach Craig.
Zach Craig, I'd say hard worker. Coming in, filling new shoes and stuff, and playing well. So.
He is doing well. And Antonio Brown.
High energy for sure, and team player.
Well, I hope I didn't belabor this too much. Went through the whole list each time, but a lot of these players, they don't get their number called and their name called all the time. But everyone is so integral to the team and everything. We'll probably fuss over special teams on one of the upcoming shows as well. So, what should we look for Friday night? Anything special? You going to run any special plays that we want to announce to the world?
No, we're just trying to get that W. So
keep it rolling. There you go.
Got to get that rhythm, like Coach Caps was talking about. We had those 2 wins, and when we're in that rhythm, and we got that bye week, so we just got to kind of get back into that rhythm.
Yeah,
so
keep it rolling.
And that starts with you.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yes, sir.
Jackson, you're great. It's fun to watch. You're a great team leader and everything like that. The team is just a great team to be a part of, and so we're glad to have you here. Thank you for being part of the Coaches Show.
Thank you.
I don't know how you'll use all the fame that comes from being here tonight, but I hope you'll handle it well. We'll take another break, a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be right back.
you ignite minds, inspire curiosity, fuel the explorers and innovators? How do you instill a lifelong love of learning? You give our Oklahoma schools and teachers, and most important, our kids, what they need. That's why the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas have contributed over $2 billion to education in the last decade, so our students have the opportunity to improve our future and theirs.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
At the Coach's Show here at Luigi's in Newcastle. We're about to wrap up this show, Gerald. Week number, I don't know how many shows we've done, 7 or 8.
6.
And we're getting ready to play game 7.
Game 7.
So somewhere in there, counting the
week 0,
the week 0 and the scrimmage before that. So we're looking forward to it. We're playing Classen.
Turn down. Yeah, Classen SAS.
Yep.
Where's the stadium? Where do they play?
Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so people are talking to me out of both sides. So we're playing at Classen. We'll give you directions in just a few moments, but let's just talk briefly about that game coming up.
Yeah.
We don't anticipate it's going to be the competitive challenge that some have been. But still, there are certain keys you're looking. What are you looking for?
It's just one thing, like Coach Ketch talked about. Coming off a bye week, finding that rhythm because we were playing so well before the bye week.
Right.
So we just get out there, strike fast, strike early, get going, get our offense. Maybe if we win the toss, put our offense on the field. And just get going and put those points up early to get back into the flow, and then it's all that from there.
And with that, I'm not trying to undersell Classen, but if it is that they're not a very strong program, some people might say put your offense out there for one drive and then pull them out. But Coach Brickman sees the difficulty of that because if those players aren't out there to get that rhythm as you're talking about and establish it, it affects the next week. So I think we'll see them out there for a good portion of the time, not just for the purpose of seeing how much we can score. And by the way, Classen has something to say about that as well.
Oh yeah, they're going to show up and be ready, Gene. They're not going to.
But I think we're going to see our team out there performing really well.
Yeah.
And so get back in rhythm. And during that time, also keep your cool.
Yep.
We need to be ourselves. No unnecessary penalties. We've said that in every game and everything like that. And really just show racer pride.
Yeah.
And everything. So, Any final words before we give directions to the field? Anything else? Words to the fans?
No, just, I mean, our first game back, we've been off, so, get out there and support your boys for the rest of the way out. And, this is it's exciting football right now.
The class in SAS is on record. They're class in SAS at Northeast. But the games that they play their games on Douglas Field, as we generally call it. Officially, it's Moses F. Miller Stadium. Miller Stadium. It's on Martin Luther King, 914 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City, and it's a real simple path to get there. From us in Newcastle, most of us would just go I-44 to Interstate 40, east on 40 to Martin Luther King, exit there and go north about a mile, and you're right at the stadium. It's a great facility, a great new part of the Maps for Schools program, and so it's a great stadium, great field, and great seating for our fans. So be sure and be there. And next week we'll be back here Tuesday night. That'll be the 22nd. And that'll be following the Classen game and getting prepared for the Lawton MacArthur. So on behalf of my good buddy, my good friend, a real gentleman, Gerald Lewis, and myself, thanks for being watching us tonight. Thanks for being here. And we will wrap it up. You've been watching the Coaches Show on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.